Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about products under $6 that you need in your collection. I'm so excited to be filming this video. One, because I love affordable products, and two, this is actually the first video I'm filming in like 2 weeks because I was out of town, and then I was out of town, and then, you know, it just happens. You just get lost, and I tried to pre-film, but it didn't work out very well, so I apologize to those of you that love seeing my videos on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and that you missed out, because I missed out, and I'm gonna be better. Promise. Also, I did want to mention, I do want to do another one of these videos, products that you need in your collection under $10, but I will do that in the future. I'm still doing a little bit more research on that. And I would not include any of the products I'm including today in that video, just to obviously keep it fresh so that I'm not talking about a bunch of things in the same video. I feel like I've been talking a lot. I just wanted to mention, if you wanted to follow me on my social medias, please do so. I'd love to have you guys join the family on my Instagram or my Twitter or my Snapchat. I post pretty regularly on Twitter and Instagram, so hit these up. Anyways, let's get right on into the video. Okay, the first thing I want to mention to get it out of the way. I feel like I have to mention it since it is truly one of my favorite things in the entire world, but I have talked about it so many times on my channel, so I'm just gonna give a little snippet, and it is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Their range is not that large when it comes to shades. The lightest one isn't even as light as I'd like it to be, but it is the one I use. This just has about medium coverage. You could probably build it up to full, but I prefer light to medium. I just really want to cover my dark circles, and this does a really good job of it. And it creases less than any concealer I've ever used, and that's why I love it so much, because I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes from being so fair growing up that I just grew up, like I just did this all day. Like I just squinted all day. Anyways, love this stuff to pieces. I've repurchased it maybe 6 or 7 times at this point. I will always use it. I've recommended it to so many people. It is just a staple in my collection, and it is like $3. I'm gonna have to find the right prices so that I don't get things wrong. Let's do this. I guess it also does depend on where you're buying it. Sometimes Walmart is cheaper than Ulta and Target, but let's check this. At Ulta it is $3.99, Rite Aid $2.79. That's pretty dang cheap. Anyways, $3.99. So awesome, so amazing. The next thing, since we just talked about a concealer, I will also mention is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. Now, I used to use this all the time last summer. This is one of my go-to concealers, and I still think it's great. It does not crease as who knows, as the Wet n Wild one, but it is really good. I love the coverage. The only reason this isn't like a staple in my collection is because the shades do oxidize pretty bad. So if you're super fair or like fair to light, kind of like me, it might be really hard to find a shade because you think you found a really light shade, like it looks really light, but it's gonna turn orange in a heartbeat. So that's the bummer about it, but I did want to mention it because there are quite a few shades like that might reach a lot of skin tone, so I definitely recommend picking this up, and it's like $4.99. So if it's something you're interested in, I don't think you're gonna waste your money. I'd say pick it up. I wanted to mention it. Still a really good product. Let's talk about bronzer. Now, if you guys have been around my channel for a while, you know that bronzer is my all-time favorite product, along with brows and highlight, but really bronzer is like, I just love it so much. It transforms your face. There aren't very many bronzers that I loved under $5. I really wanted to include the ColourPop bronzers, but they're actually $7. And so I was like, dang nabbit, like freak, man.
Watch your profanity.
But the one bronzer that I love that is $6 or under is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. Let me pull up the precise price. At Ulta, this is $5.99. At Walmart, this is $5.62. This is a great bronzer. It is warm, and if I remember correctly, they really only have one shade, but it is such a gorgeous color. If you like, it's not super crazy orangey warm, but it is more warm. So if you like warm bronzers and you like cream products, which I love cream products, you would really, really like this. I highly recommend it. I just go in with a sponge or a beauty blender, whatever you prefer to apply your makeup with. You could even use a stippling brush. I think that would work amazing with this. I just love this bronzer a lot. I think it's definitely worth the money. Wet n Wild is where you want to go if you're looking for cheap products, but that work really well. They've really upped their game within the last couple of years, and I've been pleasantly surprised with almost all of their stuff. So I highly recommend this. Let me just give you guys a little idea of a swatch. It's a pretty neutral bronzer, just has like a warm undertone. So it's kind of like on the neutrally side, kind of, you know? I really like it and it blends out really beautifully, and it's, I would say if you're scared of cream contours or cream bronzers, this is a perfect product to start with because it's not gonna look too intense and it will blend out really well in the skin. So I highly recommend that. I think you need it. I love it. Let's talk about the next product. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline. I recently picked this up probably about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I cannot stop wearing this. First of all, this shade is perfect. It looks like your lips but better, really. Let me just like swatch it. I wish it was slightly more peachy, but they just don't have the perfect shade in my opinion, but I still love this. It is that right there. Oh, I love wearing this on with any look, no matter if I'm natural or like lots of makeup. I feel like it looks good with everything because if you have really bold makeup on and you feel like you need to wear a lip but you don't really want to, a gloss is a perfect way to go. This looks like you tried hard, but you didn't really, because you just threw on like a nude gloss, you know what I mean? And I love it because it really does last quite a long time. It gives your lips this gorgeous amount of shine. I've been wearing this so often. Highly recommend. Super awesome, and it's $4.99. I feel like I want to pick up so many because I feel like I could really go through a lot of them. Speaking of lip products, this is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. If you have not used a ColourPop Lippy Pencil, why are you sleeping on ColourPop Lippy Pencils? These are so good. They are so pigmented, like look at that. One draw, swipe, crazy pigment. I feel like sometimes I run into the problem with lip liners that they start to like drag and get really, really dry. These have never dried out on me. I actually prefer ColourPop lip liners almost every other, over almost every other lip liner in the game. They are my favorite, along with the Kylie Cosmetics lip liners. These are just more affordable, so I love them, and they're $5. So I highly recommend picking some up, and they have so many freaking shades, like so many shades that you could find something for almost every lipstick you own, so pick one up. The next product is also lip oriented. Does that make sense? Lip category. And also from ColourPop, and that is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lips. The two shades I have with me right now are Few and Champagne Mommy, and they are absolutely stunning. The Champagne Mommy has like a peachy, rosy undertone, and Few is just like translucent with a bunch of gold glitter, and they make your lips look amazing. So those two swatches up here, sorry I'm like so dirty with swatches right now, but those two swatches up top, those are those two shades. I know that these are talked about a lot, which is actually a good thing because they're not underrated and they should not be. They're really awesome, especially the new formula they came out with. They are truly long lasting, which I feel like is a big problem with lip glosses at the drugstore. Like you're lucky if you find a long lasting lip gloss, and one is the NYX Butter Gloss and the other one is these. Like I've tried the Wet n Wild glosses and they're super gorgeous on the lips, but they last maybe like 30 minutes. Especially if you're talking like 20 minutes if you're lucky. These are so awesome. I love these so much. They're something I can just throw on with any look. They're so easy. Some of my favorite makeup products are ones that you don't have to think about. Like, oh, I just need to throw something on my lips. Okay, I'm grabbing this one and just throw it on. Like that is a Kendra thing. Like Kendra loves to work as little as possible. What is that saying? It's like work smarter, not harder, right? No, work smarter, not harder, and that is your girl. I want the easiest thing. I will bust it out, but I want it to be simple and easy. You know what I mean? Like I'm passionate about it, so I will do it, but why work harder when you could work smarter? And that's how I feel like lip glosses. That was probably the most wild tangent that had nothing to do with makeup, but there you go. Buy some of those because they're $5. JK, they're $6, but $6 or under. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. They have quite a few shades. I think there's at least like 10 to 12 shades. What I will say is they are not like crazy pigmented where you need a specific shade to your face. You know what I mean? This is the shade Warm Light, and it is really kind of pale. I don't know where they get the warm light from. I guess it does have a slight yellowy, slight maybe a little bit of orange undertone. I use the heck out of this ever since I got this. This is one of my favorite powders to use if I need to touch up throughout the day at all, Or if I just want like a easy look, I just throw this on. My favorite powders to use, in case you're wondering, I know I've said it before, is this, the Glossier Powder, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flash, the longest name in the world powder, and the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette when it comes to my face. So this is withstand the test of time for me. This truly does look amazing on the skin. One of the things I love about this powder is it will set your makeup, but it will not make you look matte or flat. This really enhances like a natural glow, but it will still set your makeup. This powder is awesome. I highly recommend testing this out. Again, you can find this at Walmart, Ulta, Target, like all those kinds of things. Let's get the exact price on my phone. $4.99 at Ulta, $4.68 at Walmart. If you're trying to save, oh my gosh, $3.49 at Rite Aid. If you got a Rite Aid around you, save a buck. Buy your Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder there. But really amazing stuff, seriously amazing. I know I've mentioned this before on my channel. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in the shade Apricot in the middle. These are great blushes. I feel like their shade range might be lacking. Well, you know what? No, there are some, there's a deep plum, I believe, and a hot pink. I think actually you might get a good amount of shades with this product, but this is my favorite, Apricot in the middle. It's actually kind of more like a glowy, peachy blush. It doesn't have a ton of base pigment. For me, that's fine. If you prefer base pigment though, there is a lot of other shades. It is that right there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if my camera will focus on my hand. Oh, there it goes. That one. I love it because it has that like peachy, apricot-y, orange undertone, and you guys know that's my jam. And I just love this blush. I've used it for years now, and it's a staple. Love it. And it's like $2.99. So like, why are you sleeping on it? I feel like I look like a vampire today, and I'm like all about it. I love this lipstick right now. I have 3 more products, and the 2 of them are ColourPop. You guys know I love ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss Pencil, and this is particularly in the one light brown. Unfortunately, mine did break, so I can't really use it anymore because, as you can see, this is the pencil. I want to use the pencil, but it's stuck in the cap. And I've tried everything. I can't even get it out with my teeth. But I don't know if you remember, if you've been around for like 6, 7, 8 months, I used to use this quite often for my brows. It is like one of the only brow pencils that I love as much as my high-end ones. I'm really, really picky with brow pencils, and I really like this one. I think it's really awesome. They have like 6 shades, I believe. So they have enough to where like blonde, and blackest blacks of hair colors can meet and find their perfect shade. It is slightly more creamier than the ABH Brow Wiz, if you were wondering. I do prefer the ABH Brow Wiz because I don't want a bunch of color payoff. I feel like that makes it a little bit harder to work with, but if you have thick brows and you don't have to be as picky with how you do your eyebrows, or like even if you don't have thick brows and you just don't have to be as picky with how you do your eyebrows, this is a wonderful option. I still love it even though I prefer my ABH Brow Wiz over it, but I just wanted to mention this to you guys because it is such a good option, and it is $5 at ColourPop.com. And yeah. Okay, and we'll do the next ColourPop item last. I want to talk about the Wet n Wild Color Icon. Is that what they're called? Wet n Wild 10 Pan, I think, eyeshadow, and this is particularly the one in Not a Basic Peach. I have the Comfort Zone one that I do love as well, but I think this is my favorite. I did in like a couple months ago testing out drugstore makeup, and I did this with my eye look, and I was like, this is amazing. I used the blue all over my eye and I loved it so much. This is such an amazing palette. I love this transition shade and this orangey shade as well. And anyway, I just love all these shades. They blend out really, really well. They're all very pigmented. What I will say is the metallics or shimmers, whatever you want to call them, are not like as crazy metallic as you would find in a, I don't want to say it, but like high-end eyeshadow palette. You can find some in drugstore palettes, but I feel like if you're buying an eyeshadow palette that's 50 bucks, you better well have some dang good metallics, okay? So I can't get mad at this. I still love their shimmers. They're just not as intense as you would prefer, but I love this so much. I continue to use this. I love that blue, and I love this red that has like gold glitter in it. Great palette. I highly recommend it, and it is $5. Let me double check. $4.99 at Ulta. That is a great price. Okay, and if you did not think I was gonna include these in this video, then girl, where you been? These are the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. These are $5. I probably have 20 to 25, maybe 30 of them. I love these so much. These are another one of those products where it's like you don't have to try very hard. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna swatch them, the few that I pulled out, and I'll be right back. Clean my hand, got a makeup wipe. I'm gonna swatch these. Okay, so I swatched some of my faves on my hand here. So this blue one is called Special Delivery. This peachy one is called Don't Leave, I believe. No, Flipper. The orange and gold is called Bumblebee. This is one of my favorites. I actually did a full video using it on my eyes. This magenta gorgeousness one swipe insane pigment is called Don't Leave. And then this one, which never picks up as amazing on camera as it is in real life, is called Sailor. If you've been around my channel long, you've heard me talk about it. It actually flips kind of like a blue, but the camera for some reason never seems to pick it up. But it's a beigey pink, very, very pale that kind of flips a bluish glitter color. These are some of my all-time favorite makeup products ever, and they are $5. They are so amazing. One swipe pigment. You're going to get this va va voom look with them, but you can like totally blend it out to have like one wash of color all over your eye and get that super easy blown out, she didn't try very hard look as well. You don't have to have this insane glitter or insane metallic stripe or like, you know, chunk on, that's not a good word. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to have this like crazy intense eye makeup look. You could just totally blow it out and have just this, she didn't try very hard. Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous that like one wash of color is on her eye. You need these. If you've not tried them, you're sleeping like way too hard. I've probably used that term way too much in this video, but you know what I mean. You need these, pick them up, pick up a few. ColourPop has sales occasionally. Pick them up then. Don't miss out on these. You need them. I have so many. I love them so much. I use them all the time. They're my favorite to use when I like just want to add one color on the lid and put a transition shade in the crease. Ugh, I need them in my life. I do. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and let me know if you'd like to see the products under $10 down below. Let me know down below in the comments because I really want to do one of those. I love you guys so very much though. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to check out my Instagram and I will just let you go. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever happens to be there watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!